Very welcome to this new episode of Off to 7,000 Islands. My name is Eric and I live here with my wife in the Philippines. We have a little hotel and a restaurant or two restaurants, and today we want to talk about, as we got scammed basically last week, and we just came back from Manila, so we weren't actually in the hotel, but luckily our employees are quite good, so we didn't lose much money. But interestingly enough, they did that in lots of areas in the Philippines at the same time, the same scam, so that we actually can talk about the scam, how it goes to the end. And we just gonna talk about it here, and I just want to talk also from a psychological perspective a bit from it, so that you actually can put that into the right place. And I also tried to upload this week another vlog as well. So, but this one is a talking video, and you can also use the audio only function and you can listen to it as a podcast. Yeah. But let's get into the video, and please don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel in the end. So we have a hotel and we have a cafe and a restaurant, and you can order things, and you can order things for pickup as well, and there is no down payment for it, or there was none. So we got a call, our employee got a call saying they wanted to order, I think, 8 pizzas and 8 big platters of pasta. So that's a lot of money, that's a really big order. And from the beginning they started pressuring and saying, yeah, that needs to be all very quickly ready and everything. So they started preparing it, and then they called again and asked for something we don't have on the menu. That's our pineapple juice. We don't have on the menu. And so they were like pressuring that someone goes out and actually says, like, goes shopping for them. So they will come pass by, they're very important people, they are, some important politicians, and they're on the way to somewhere and they would just want to pick that up. And if someone can just go to the shop and buy some stuff, and they will like tell them on the phone what they want. So at that point our employee went to our manager and said, like, that's really weird, we do like things like room service, and when guests ask for something we don't have, we can organize that, but not in this way. You need to be a guest in our hotel to do that, and not just picking some stuff up. And then our manager was like, oh, this is maybe fishy, and she contacted us. We quickly noticed that there's something wrong, and after a while they also didn't contact us anymore. And of course we then had lots of pizza and pasta which no one collected, and that was already annoying. So we gave that away to the public workers, like the fire brigade and the police office and the hospital here in town. But then, like, quickly we talked with other resort owners and hotel owners and restaurant owners in the area, and they all said, like, yeah, we got scammed as well, or basically all at the same time. So how the scam continues is basically you send some of your employee then to the shop, and they say, like, oh, please buy this juice and buy blah something, and then they also ask, can you top up our load on the phone? So, like, you have the number from the scammer and you're supposed to put some money in there, so can you do that? And they really putting pressure up on those people. So, like, our employee was already quite sort of, because they started, like, really threatening and, threatening the business and this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I can imagine what they did then to the people who were in the shop when you send some of your employee to the shop. So they are they're doing it, and that's quite a lot of money. So it's a few, like between 5 and 20,000 pesos, which is like 200 euros or 100, $200, around this amount. And of course, as soon as they have the money, they of course hang up and you will never see them again. So basically, for a small restaurant here in the province in Mindoro, and you're like, we're not in a tourist hub, like that is a huge amount of money. And even for us, there's a lot of trouble involved. Like 8 pizzas, that's a lot of work, a lot of money lost, but others lost, multiple amounts of this money. So if you lose, like up to half or even more than half of your monthly profit as a restaurant, then yeah, that's quite crazy. I mean, some of the restaurants I know here, they probably lost almost all their monthly profit in this scam. And people often say like, oh, like I will never be scammed and things like this. But let me tell you, like from a psychological perspective, they're very good. It's not your daily scammer or someone who just asks you for money and then never pays it back kind of thing. Like they're very good in manipulating you, emotionally pressurizing you, and trying to find the weak points. So they were really pissed off that our employee, basically the first one they talked to, passed the phone on to other people, so to the manager and then the owner, basically, because they want to talk to the weakest link. Yeah, they don't want to talk to people like, yeah, you asked me for money, like why should I give you money? Like I'm not doing that, but so they really look for the weakest link. And our employee was also very shook up about it, the first one who talked with them, because they are very good in what they do. They're professional scammers, and they're all around the world scamming people, and it's sad that you can't trust people. And as Christians, we should expect that in this sinful world, that people are capable of good things, but we're also capable of very, very bad things. And yeah, it's a terrible thing, and that's what scammers use. Your goodness of doing stuff for the customer and getting lots of money out of this. And of course they did it all in the same time, so that because of course restaurants talk with each other. If one gets scammed, then everyone else talks with each other. Actually, even like if someone gives bad reviews and he keeps on traveling, often here on Facebook, resort owners talk to each other. If you give too many bad reviews, you will never get a room again, except in those big hotel chains. So, like the Philippines have a good sort of communication between small business owners here. Like we are not in a very touristy area. We kind of need to work together. The government does nothing for you. So the only thing you can do is work together in a way. So yeah, so they made it very smart, and they were very professional, and it's sad, and it's also, it hurts people who get scammed a lot. Like it's the emotional thing, like it's like emotional abuse what they do. And it's not just sad for the money, but also for the rest what it leaves, and it will have some consequences. Of course, now we need to introduce some kind of down payment when you order something in our restaurant. Like we have for the hotel rooms in the Philippines. You can't get anything without down payment, because so many people in hotels, they don't show up. And if you don't have any money, you can't get anything from them. So you need to make a down payment. It's just for those people who always complain that you can't get anything without a down payment. Well, it's very damaging. You lose money, and you have an empty hotel room, maybe on a weekend where everything would be booked out. So, and sadly now we need to introduce something like this for our food. We will of course announce that on our websites and stuff, but yeah, we haven't like made an exact plan for it, but something needs to be done. I really need to keep myself from not, like I'm already like often feel like very negative towards what Filipinos do to other Filipinos. There's a lot of bad things happening, and yeah, that filters into it. And I think we need to be very careful as foreigners when we see all the bad things. As foreigners, we need to be careful to also, like not just say like, okay, we don't trust anyone. Like, of course, giving money to someone is usually a bad idea, but like we need to have also trying to work out a system how we can trust especially Filipinos, and that's often as at least advised foreigners harder than you think, because you see all the bad things, and you maybe not meet the nice Filipinos. So it has lots of implication. So we were only scammed basically from the food, which we needed to give away then, of course, which is not nice, but others got scammed much more. And yeah, we are thankful that we also trained our employees, that we have protocols in place, that those things are not happening so much. But yeah, it's sad. And I see foreigners who really being put off by things like this here. If you're trying to do a business here, it's very hard. If you come here for your pension and you're just chill and you live life like a holiday, then that's very nice here. But as soon as you need to earn money, it's often very frustrating. Or if you want to do something and you need to interact with a lot of people, then it gets often very frustrating. And my plea is, please be friendly to the people in the service industry, in shops, in restaurants, I don't know, on the telephone, when you phone customer helpline or whatever. Those people have a very hard job. They're dealing with all sorts of people, and it's often not very well paid. So be friendly to them no matter where you are, and try to understand things from their perspective as well. And for all those who got scammed, I can tell you that often it will hurt a lot, but it's also like, don't be ashamed of it, because often those scammers are very, very efficient. Very, very efficient, and they know the sales tactics better than any fundraising people from the Red Cross, who might also scam you. Especially in the Philippines, we had that before. But also like your telephone salesman on the door or something like this. Those scammers are often much, much better, who call you and to trick your grandma into giving all their savings away. They're very, very good, and they go after the weakest link as well. So beware of scammer, and if you think you can never get scammed, well, you're the perfect target for scammers. So please always be aware of that, but don't lose sort of faith in people around you. Not everyone want just the best for you, but put proper safeguards up around you and your business, especially here in the Philippines, where it's often a bit of the Wild West when it comes to business owning and running a business here. Yeah, and for those who told me, oh, how can people fall for this kind of stuff, like they've been just being greedy to get a big order for your restaurant. And I need to protect those people who got scammed. Yeah, maybe better systems should have been in place also here, but here's not a big tourist place. These local people buy stuff here, and the scammers were really good in saying exactly that what you needed to hear. And for a normal employee, a Filipino employee who comes here from the province, always worked here in the province, that's very hard to detect. Okay, we then detected it, but with our education background, our cultural background, and we cannot just condemn someone or tell them, yeah, they fall for it because they just saw the money from that order. Because, yeah, you know how much people in some restaurants here own on the countryside? 100, 200 euros or dollar a month. This is what is left in the end for a restaurant with 2 or 3 or 4 employees. So they're doing a tremendous amount of good for the community. They're providing employment, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, they live from things you would not even get up for working. And that as an owner of a place, and you have invested already in building it and all this kind of stuff. So before people, you probably there in the comments as well, there will be arrogant people who think they know it all better, but I'm very convinced that everyone is able to be scammed, and I have no problem of admitting it that we got scammed as well. And I'm quite sure that there is other ways, like you got scammed before, if you think of it, in small ways maybe, or maybe in big ways, or your grandma got scammed out of in the US, that's a massive thing, scamming them out of their pension and things like this. There are life savings from those, often in India, those scam call centers and stuff. So because it works. And there need to be better systems for us in place. We will learn from it and others will learn from it. But I think if you also need to imagine what people here are actually going through, how hard it is here to earn money in many areas of life. And so it is, if there's a big order coming in, that's a great thing for many of the restaurants here. It makes, pays for the whole month or something. And that's one of the tactics they are using. And they're not just being some stranger. They not make you feel like a stranger. They pretend to be people which, have a good reputation and all this kind of stuff. So it's, not just easy people, how can you be fooled and how could they be fooled? No, they were professionally scammed. That's very different from being fooled. And those, people who got scammed by professionally, Filipinos who scam, foreigners out of their savings and everything. Yeah, they're very professional. They manipulate you with love. That also works very, very well. And so before people judge here, try to imagine that when you have very little and you have the chance to earn some money, and you get manipulated with the rest, then your doubts might be not so big. So I just wanted to say that because, of course, the internet is full of toxic people, and let it be a warning to you that you could be scammed as well. And that's not always so easy to detect. And especially the lower your education, the lower your life experiences, the harder it is. But pensioners get scammed all the time as well. I just wanted to say that as a little ending. Sorry, this just came up when I was because I posted it online, of course, as well, to warn others, and then you have all those people like, oh, how can you do like this? That would never happen to me. Yes, maybe not this one, another one maybe, yeah, because they are looking for your weak point and your way in. I hope you will never get scammed, and thank you for all those in the internet who raise awareness of those different scams. If you want to see some channel who actually do some anti-scamming stuff on YouTube, you can also check that down below. It's very helpful to see what your grandparents most likely will encounter once in their lifetime at least. So check them out as well in the description down below. I link them as well. Well, that's for me today. I thought I'd make this video. I just came back here from Manila. We've been all week away, and I just thought I'd make this recording. I tried to make a normal vlog as well this week, but that's it for now. Please leave it a like, subscribe to our channel if you want to know more, and we see you in the next one.